Hey everybody, Dr. Dan here, and this is the 5th video in this Ready for Anything course design series that was designed to work whether you're creating a brand new course from scratch or maybe you're revamping your existing course or maybe you've inherited a course. So what we have been doing is we've been using the syllabus as our guiding document to our online course design, and we created these modules, and then we started to create some of the learning objects and we started to drop them in the modules, and in the process of doing it this way, we're able to sort of wrap our mind around the organization of the class. And I just think it helps me teach the class, it helps me stay on track if everything's laid out consistently and perfectly so I know where it's at. So that's what we were doing. We had created some of these learning objects, quizzes, discussions, and the next thing we're going to do is sort of dig a little farther because there's a lot of other content we need in this class. And again, it's not practical for me to go through every aspect of this, but to just give you enough information where you can go ahead and get started. And I'm confident at this point you can create modules by yourself, you can create quizzes, you can create discussions. At least if you can create the placeholders, it's a good place to get started. So that's where we're at. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go back and look at my syllabus again because I was using this as my guiding document. And there's one thing that I do in every module that I think is really important, and it is to make sure you have a module page. A module homepage. It's like a web page contained in this module or a document in this module. And every module should have a homepage because it is a place where the students will land in that module, and it's a place where everything else can be linked. Now again, this is the way I do things. It might not be the way you do things, but I find it helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create pages in each one of these modules real quick, and we're going to do it. There's a number of different ways we could do it. I was going to do it from within the module, so I'm just going to go to Add Page, and I'm going to select New, and I'm going to call this Module 1 Home. Okay, and that's what I'm going to call it. Again, you can name it whatever you want. So I created this page from within the module, and I'm going to move it up here. But I want to show you what happens behind the scenes because I think it's helpful as you're putting a course together and understanding how the learning management system works. I created a page from the modules page, but if I go to the pages page, this is a listing of all of the pages that I've created in my course. So if you click on this, you'll land on something, depends on what's in your course, but then click on View All Pages. And you'll see a listing of all the pages in your course. And I'm going to get rid of some of these that are old. And again, if you're redesigning on top of an old class, this is a helpful exercise because you can start to purge and see what you need. So just like if we clicked on quizzes and we saw quiz 2 and quiz 4, or if we clicked on discussions and we saw discussion 3 and discussion 6, when we click on pages, we see all the pages in the Canvas course. They may not be deployed into a module, but they exist somewhere in the course. So this one, Module 1 Home, we created from within the modules, but I'm going to create one right here called Module 2 Home. And again, this is a matter of style. How you do it is totally up to you, just the way I do it. So I have Module 2 Home, and then I'm going to create Module 3 Home. You don't have to name it Home. So we've laid out some of these pages. Let's just do one more. We have to do 8 of them actually. So there's Module 4. Okay, so we've created some pages. So the idea is if you're sort of lazing around and you need to do some work on your course but you're not really motivated, just sit down one day and create all of your module home pages. Keep them blank if you need to. They're placeholders, and it's a little task that can kind of get you into course design, if you will. That's the way I work. So now that we have these, I'm going to go back to modules again. and I'm going to start to drop them in. So we already put module 1 in because we created it here, but module 2, we just go to plus, we go to add page, and we already created that in the pages area. So there we go. And I'll move that up here. And we have module 3. And I just move it up. And you're going to be wondering, why is he creating these home pages? And I'll show you why. It's really important. So there's our module 4. Okay, so now we have all of our module pages in, and the next thing I'm going to show you is what should go on a module page and how we use these. They're quite useful. So stay tuned for the next video, and we'll take a look at pages and how you can use them.